What's happening? What's crack-a-lackin' peeps? Welcome to the Life of CMT podcast. Hopefully you guys really enjoy this idea. I'm really excited to be doing this. I've wanted to do a podcast for a very long time. I do know that it's a very basic setup. I have my Samsung G-Track Pro mic here, and then I got my Logitech C920, and not much of a crazy background or anything like that. But of course, when I started my main channel, Cancerman's Tarot, which is my tarot channel, we evolved slowly but surely from there with a bunch of the equipment I got going on in the room. My new room's getting created right now anyways, so I'm going to make something special for the podcast, especially if people really do enjoy this concept. Now, for the topic of today's podcast, I wanted to look at Instagram questions and go over some Instagram stuff. And one of the things that stuck out to me the most was somebody asking about belief systems. Now, belief systems is so important because belief systems govern the world. They govern the reality that we live in and day out. Belief systems are what create a reality, align a reality, and overall, everything exists due to some sort of belief. If you believe something, it's real. What science has actually shown is that the subconscious mind, okay, which is not the conscious mind, the subconscious mind makes up 95% of our brain, while the other remaining 5 is just our conscious, okay? So what we're conscious about is 5% of our mind, 5% of our thoughts, right? And what they do say is that the subconscious mind is what automatically manifests things, because as we are born, from the moment we're born till now, we are consistently manifesting. A lot of people ask me that question all the time too. Before I continue, sorry guys if you see me looking here and looking there, I'm looking at myself, so it's gonna be hard to get used to this, but a lot of people touch bases on how they find it very hard to manifest, and that is just simply not true. We've been manifesting from the moment we were born till now. The reason on why we're manifesting is because all manifestation is your thoughts, your feelings, and the way that you see things, okay? Your vibration essentially is what manifests and aligns you to your reality that you have here today, all right? So that's what's really important for people to understand. So you are always consciously manifesting or unconsciously manifesting, whatever way it goes for you, but we always do it, right? So a lot of people wanted me to touch bases on belief systems. Now, when you believe something, your subconscious automatically believes it to be true, correct? Because if you believe something, you mean that it's true, okay? Or you think it's true. So if your subconscious mind thinks that something is true, then therefore your subconscious mind will create something or align you to a certain reality. Now, for example, if you believe that you are a very successful person, what will end up happening is your subconscious, your subconscious doesn't understand yes, no. It doesn't understand logic. It understands what it sees, exactly what it sees. So if your subconscious gets impressed on wealth or gets impressed on seeing you in a visualization or a vision of you being a very rich, successful person, it will have nothing else to do but align you with that reality of you being a successful and rich person. So when things are imprinted on the subconscious mind, they automatically create. So for example, this works in negative ways as well. It happened to me before, where I wasn't even sick. I was absolutely fine, and I was doing a live stream, and I had a little bit of the sniffles, right? Excuse me, I had a little bit of the sniffles, and that was going on, and somebody had told me, hey, Aunt, I think you're getting a cold. And when I'm doing my tarot readings and when I'm reading, my eye caught a glimpse of that. So I didn't even have time to consciously think of that. That went straight to my subconscious mind, and about a day later, I came down with a really terrible cold, and for those past 2 to 3 days, I was really, really sick. I couldn't even really record or film and stuff like that. And even though that person didn't do it necessarily with intention, that is one of the, easiest examples of how your subconscious mind is so powerful that it will really manifest and align you with a reality at any given time. So what I'm basically trying to say is your subconscious mind believes everything that is impressed upon it. So that's where we can use it to our advantage, okay? And that's where belief systems come in. Many people have belief systems, or what I'd like to call limiting beliefs, which many people call it, where they don't believe they can do something, right? This is what keeps us limited in our day-to-day life, our day-to-day experiences, our day-to-day situations, right? When people don't believe that they can do something, they're not going to succeed it, because right then and there, they're telling their subconscious mind and they're restricting their subconscious mind. Your subconscious mind is made for literally anything in this entire world you can do. So if your subconscious believes it, you automatically will do it. That's exactly how it works. That's the science of it. Your subconscious mind will align, and that is just that, okay? Now, there are many theories, and this is a theory that I resonate with, that everything is already created. Creation is finished, right? When God did the 7 days of creation, as mentioned in the Bible, that everything from the beginning of time to the end of time already creates, which means there is thousands, billions, millions of parallel realities that already exist with every given outcome at any given moment. So that's why I like to say that the world is limitless, because what your subconscious mind actually does is it's not that you're creating. Creation's already finished. What your subconscious mind does is it aligns you with the parallel reality of what it is that your subconscious mind thinks you desire. Okay? Like I said, your subconscious mind doesn't understand logic like we do consciously. Your subconscious mind is basically the tool that will align you through these different realities, through these different, dimensions, etc., etc. So for the people that use this to their advantage, it's crazy the things you can do when you really have this knowledge and power. But it's like not even about just having the knowledge and power. It's about applying it into your day-to-day life, your day-to-day activities, which really makes it so beneficial and so crazy. For me, this is when I first started, at least when I first started my main channel, right? The first thing that I had done was, back in the day when I was around 12 years old, I always wanted to be a YouTuber. And that was always my dream. I didn't know I was going to read tarot, but I knew that YouTube was my dream and that's what I wanted to pursue. And I've held that dream on all the way up until I was 18 when I started the channel. And when I started the channel, the first week I got 1,000 subscribers. And I remember saying to myself and visualizing right before I went to bed, which is when your subconscious mind is the most active, by the way. It's a great tip. Your subconscious mind is the most, it's the most susceptible to suggestion when you wake up in the morning and right before you go to bed, about 30 minutes or so before you go to bed. I visualized myself having 1,000 subscribers in 1 week. It happened. I aligned to the reality that it existed in, right? Just like the reality exists of me having 1 million subscribers on Cancer Moon's Tarot, which I am going to merge to, because we are constantly jumping dimensions, jumping realities without even being conscious of it. Because the thing is that your thoughts, your feelings, the way you see things, your perceptions are consistently going in the subconscious mind, and the subconscious mind is consistently aligning you with whatever reality you tend to believe you're worth. That's really it. And it really is basic, but we try to oversimplify it. Okay? So at the end of the day, belief systems are very powerful, because what do you believe in? We want to start using this to our advantage, because what we can do is we can drop belief systems that don't serve us. We can drop belief systems that are negative to us, right? So if we're talking about a belief system of not feeling like we're worth it, if we believe that we do not deserve a large sum of money, or we don't deserve to be wealthy, that's going to imprint on our subconscious mind, and then we're going to keep staying in a reality where we are not in wealth, we are in lack. But if you shed that belief system, because when you become conscious of all this knowledge, if you shed that belief system away, if you throw that belief system away, and you start enforcing in your conscious mind that you will be wealthy, you are wealthy, you start affirming it, you start visualizing it, that will sink into your subconscious mind, and you will align to a reality when you are 110% wealthy. Abso-fucking-lutely. The moment that you decide to make a change inside of you, the whole wide universe will make the changes to prove it back to you that you are this person. Your subconscious is consistently proving to you day in and day out what you think, what you feel, and what you see. All the time. Your subconscious is always trying to prove it back to you. Okay? It's like a really relentless kid. When you're having a conversation with a kid and they want to prove you wrong, your subconscious won't prove you wrong. Your subconscious will prove you right. So it's absolutely crazy. All of this knowledge and stuff that we're learning now as everybody's awakening on the planet. It's really cool that we're learning all this stuff. And I think it's so powerful and beneficial for people, because now we can use this in a way of getting what we desire and really chasing our desires and staying out of lack and, unabundance, if that's even a word. We can actually have abundance now. So the main topics is, and I really hope that I'm not confusing anybody, because I'm tending to kind of go off branches here, but the main focus here is that our subconscious mind, in the way that I view it, is what aligns us to every parallel reality that already exists. Now, how do things get absorbed in the subconscious? They get absorbed in the subconscious by your thoughts, feelings, and perceptions. So that what you're thinking of can absorb into your subconscious. What you're visualizing and feeling and seeing can and will get absorbed into your subconscious, okay? And absolutely what you're feeling. Feeling is such a powerful vibration that it really will create, okay? It really will align 100% of the time. Now, that doesn't mean every negative thought you think is going to manifest. That doesn't mean every negative thing you visualize is going to manifest, okay? But you have to understand that everything that is happening right now in your current reality is based off of what you believe. Very much so. So, for the people that are wondering why they're not making enough money, whether you're aware of it or not, you more than likely believe that you're not worth enough. Whether you feel like you're not a hard worker, or maybe you believe that you are not worth it, or the job that you do won't pay you enough. You understand me? The belief systems are what restrict a lot of people. The belief systems are what hold you back. If we had no belief systems in this entire world, we'd be limitless. It'd be like having the limitless pill. We could probably fucking fly if we wanted to. you know, but we all have a conscious collective belief that humans can't fly, right? But if I believe, honestly, if everybody for a second on the planet believed that humans can fly, we'd all be fucking flying in the sky like we're goddamn birds, and it would be really cool. But I'm just saying, you know, it's all about what the belief is, and that's what's so powerful and important. And people may look at me like I'm a kook, but that's fine. This is stuff that has changed my life powerfully, very powerfully. And I learned that all of the negative beliefs I've held in myself, that I've held in my subconscious mind, I've seen them confirmed to me. You know, I've seen my negative beliefs confirmed to me, and I've seen my positive beliefs confirmed to me as well. I used to be a person who always felt like I was ugly. I used to believe I was ugly. I used to believe that I was very, very unworthy of having women in my life. As I was growing up, I felt terrible about my self-image, and I would see that reflected to me through my subconscious. I would see girls turn me down. I would feel ugly. I would feel laughed at, right? And of course that wasn't from everybody, but that was from the people that maybe I'd encounter intentionally, right? And it was my subconscious proving back to me the negative belief that I had. And I remember as I was in high school, I started breaking that barrier and saying like, no, like I am a beautiful person. Like I'm a good looking kid. I'm a handsome kid. Like I used to really hate the way I looked and hate it myself. And that was definitely something that consistently messed up, you know? But I looked at myself and I said, I'm going to make a change. I'm going to change, right? So I got a nice haircut. I started looking a lot better. I started caring more about my weight and stuff like that. And I started telling myself that I was beautiful to the point that I believed it. I faked it till I made it, if you say, right? And when I ended up believing that, when I ended up believing that I was a handsome kid, I was a handsome person, that I wasn't ugly, and when I started to believe that I was worthy of having a girlfriend and having women be attracted to me, was when that started happening. Very, very substantially in high school. That's when I got my first girlfriend, right? So for me, it was the negative belief that was holding me back from even finding love, because I had a lack of love for myself. And that was one of the craziest things that blew my mind. When I started researching this at 17, I instantly recognized, holy crap, I've been fucking myself over my entire life based off of the negative beliefs that I had, the negative thoughts that I have, because thoughts can create, beliefs can create. Instead of using the word create, thoughts can align, beliefs can align, okay, feelings can align, right? Because your subconscious is the most ultimate aligner of whatever reality you're going to experience next. And one thing I would like to point out is that we are all souls having a human experience. Okay, therefore this is an experience. We are here to experience many different realities, many different dimensions, okay? And we are meant to learn many different things, and we are also meant to evolve on a very spiritual level and have the evolution of the soul, is what I believe in, right? That's my belief system. But I think it's important to understand that concept. And I think it's important to understand that life is not meant to be this shitty, enslaving, horrible place, this place ridden of depression, this place rid of negativity and just toxic people. Life is supposed to be like the dream that it essentially is. And when you recognize, I love that Aaron Doughty says this all the time. It was a really great quote that made an impact on my life. When you recognize that your life is like a dream, the more dream life your life will become. I don't know if that's exactly directly his quote or a quote from somebody else, so I don't want to misquote anybody, but I've heard Aaron say it before. And it's such a powerful quote that the more that you recognize that this life is like a dream, the more dream life it will become. You want to know why that's so powerful? Because you're starting to recognize that you can break beyond the negative beliefs. You can instill new beliefs that will imprint your subconscious mind and that will bring you more positive outcomes and align you with better parallel realities that you want to exist and experience here. Ideally, we choose our experience. And that's what's so crazy to talk about and touch basis on. That we choose our experience every day, every second. From the moment we are born to the moment we die, we choose what we would like to experience. And I think that's very powerful. And of course, people are going to say, you know, it can't be that egotistical. It can't be that egocentric. Yes, there are some things that happen to you that are out of your control. There are some things that happen to you because there is free will, you know? So I want to touch basis on free will as well. It is not that egocentric, you know? Everything in a reality doesn't 100% have to happen due to us. There are things that can happen with outside of us, right? Like, for example, a guy goes up and fucking stabs you in the chest. Did you manifest a guy stabbing you in the chest? Probably not, you know? Some people have free will. Although, maybe you had a belief system that the world you lived in was a dangerous one. Fuck! Oh, see how that works? Maybe you lived in a world, or your belief is the world you lived in was a dangerous world, which many people believe in, right? That was powerful and that was deep, man. But it's crazy. And I'm sorry, guys, if the camera keeps shaking. I'm not trying to touch my desk. I'm now realizing that I might be doing that a lot. I'm going to try not to touch my my desk. But point is, it's absolutely insane. It's absolutely crazy. When you discover this stuff and how powerful it can impact your life and how positively it can impact your life. So that's why I wanted to touch bases on belief systems. Everything you believe, everything you feel, everything you think, right, will align you to where you got to go based off your subconscious mind. So a lot of people, what they will actually use, just for tips for people out there, if you want to, get into changing your belief systems, you can use subliminal messaging, subliminal audios. There are many on YouTube that help. Shout out Hypno Daddy. Hypno Daddy's a really, really good person for subliminals. But what subliminal messaging does is it imprints the message automatically on your subconscious mind. So it plays affirmations at such a low frequency where your conscious mind can't hear it, but your subconscious mind can hear it. So it instantly goes into your subconscious and you instantly start aligning with the reality that you desire. So subliminals are sick. They're really cool, and it's a really great way to start manifesting something really quickly for yourself. Now, what a lot of people don't understand either on manifestation is that a lot of people ask, why does it take so long? Most of the time, it's a limiting belief that your manifestation will take a long time to get there. See how beliefs really go back to the core of everything? Most of the time, it's a limited belief that your manifestations will take a long time to come. In my case, in my experience, and my beliefs, manifestations will come at any given moment. They can come in a day, in an hour, in a second. They can even come in a year. Manifestation comes when it comes. That's why I don't like to place a label on when it's going to come, because you have to know that the moment you manifest something, or the moment your subconscious mind is oppressed with anything, it's going to happen no matter what. So if you are the person who put out that energy or imprinted into your subconscious mind that you will be a wealthy person, that wealth is going to come in your life. Unless you have resistance, unless you instill your subconscious mind with negative thoughts such as I'm poor and unworthy or I don't deserve this, then that will cancel out your manifestation, okay? Which I will talk a lot more about manifestation on this topic, on this podcast. Really easy ways to break it down. But the main point that I wanted to talk about today was beliefs and limiting beliefs and belief systems, because belief systems govern the world. For example, many people believe that they are not worth it in their relationships. And what usually ends up happening is that gets reflected back to them. They feel very unworthy of certain relationships to the point where their partners will start cheating on them because they never felt worthy enough about themselves. So their partners went with somebody else. I had a friend who was dating this guy, and she said, he's going to cheat on me. He doesn't care about me. He doesn't give a flying fuck about me, right? Meanwhile, that wasn't the case, but she kept saying it. To the point where she believed it. She believed that he was going to cheat on her. And what ended up happening? He got drunk at a party and he cheated on her. Okay? So these are the things that we should be very mindful of. And we should always be very mindful at monitoring our thoughts. It's called a mental diet, where you monitor what you are thinking about at all times. You consistently observe your thoughts. And as you are observing your thoughts, you are recognizing the negative ones and replacing them with a positive one. I call that positive reinforcement. So every time you have a negative thought that appears in your mind, you accept it and understand that it's there. But what you do is you catch it and then you say no, twist it into a positive thing. So for example, let's say you get a negative thought in your mind that says, I'm not good enough for this job that I really want. No, I am worthy enough for this job that I really want. I have the job that I want. I'm getting the job. I have it already. I am working there right now. See what I'm saying? And the reason why a lot of people talk about affirming things in the now, like I am working at, let's say you want to be Wall Street. I am working in Wall Street, right? The reason why they tell you to affirm things now is that when you tell your subconscious that it's happening now, it makes a quicker shift. See what I'm saying? Because just by saying you will be working somewhere, that's telling your subconscious, yeah, you will be. Just saying I can work there. Yeah, you can. But it's not direct. It's not, I am working on Wall Street right now. You see what I'm saying? It's not direct. So you always want to be very specific with what you're manifesting. You want to be very specific with what you want, okay? Overall, though, belief systems govern the world, and it's very important for people to focus on taking and getting rid of the negative ones that are holding you back and enforcing positive ones. It can even help with sickness. There are people that believe they're sick, right? When you believe you're sick, it's in your head. And it's crazy because this used to happen to me. I used to believe that I was easily sick. No, I'm sorry. I used to believe that I had a very good immune system. I never got sick. And as a kid, as a child, I never got sick. Never, man. Literally, it was never, ever sick. Very rarely would I get sick. And as I started growing up in my later years of my teens, I started thinking that, oh, well, I get sick a lot. I just get sick a lot. I kept saying that. And what ended up happening? I ended up attracting that. I ended up believing it and aligning with it. And when I aligned with that, I would get sick a lot. So you can even use these to your advantage. If you are a person that believes they're sick, stop believing it and believe you're healthy. And you will see the health. You will align to the reality where the health is present. Okay? Which is so important, man. Either way, though, guys, I'm not going to drag out your time any longer. We're going to head to the sponsors of the day. The sponsors of the day of the podcast that we got going on. We are sponsored by Squarespace. I can't even do it. We're not sponsored by Squarespace. I just wanted to make that funny. Shout out Basement Yard if you guys like Joe Santagato. Watch Joe Santagato. But we're not sponsored by anybody, and we're definitely not sponsored by Squarespace. We're not going to slander the company. Pretty cool to build your own free. I'm going to give them a free advertisement. It's pretty cool, Squarespace. It's pretty cool. You can build your own website. Okay, shout out Squarespace. Either way, though, guys, thank you all so much for coming out to the podcast. If you enjoyed it, if you enjoyed the knowledge that was shared here today, I try to break things down as simply as I can, and I'm sorry if my thoughts went everywhere, but there's a first for everything, and we're going to keep evolving in this, and we're going to get a lot better at this. So if we like the podcast and enjoy the podcast, let me know. Definitely comment below anything you want to hear me talk about and touch bases on. It doesn't even have to be metaphysical. It doesn't have to be spiritual. This is the podcast where absolutely anything and everything goes, okay? Shout out all of you guys for coming through, and I will see you guys later. Let me know down below. Take care, guys. Peace.